Man, I love the NBA trade deadline. It's my favorite holiday of the season. Everybody's losing their crap on Twitter. Players are posting emojis. And it goes on for like 5 days. It's great. I love every second of it. It also was a great opportunity for views on YouTube. And yesterday, I spoke on how I feel Demarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis can play together. So if you want to watch me talk about the Pelicans, that's in yesterday's video. Link in the comment section, link in the description. But today we're going to talk about this from the perspective of the Sacramento Kings. Is this the worst NBA trade ever? Because it's not pretty. The trade is basically Demarcus Cousins, a top 10 player, fantastic low post scorer, three-point shooter, his ball handling as a big man is great, his ability to go one-on-one and do like a shooting guard impression was the term I used yesterday, on top of just being a bully in the paint. For Buddy Hield, who, seems like he could be perhaps a nice shooter to play 20 to 25 minutes a game. Maybe he can grow into a starter, but he's definitely not a star. And a first-round pick that's going to be in like the mid-tier of the first round. You also got Tyreek Evans and Langston Galloway, which is whatever, and a second-round pick. This really could be the worst trade in NBA history. And the thing is with the Kings, if this was the offer that they ultimately got for Demarcus Cousins, I think it says that a lot of NBA teams just really didn't want the guy. If this was the best move you got, apparently the Kings had a better offer like 2 days ago because Vlade Divac said that on Twitter or whatever, someone quoted him on Twitter. Whether that's the case or not, this was really a slim pickings for trading one of the 10 best players in the NBA. Boogie's personality just really must have scared off a lot of teams. We've seen the technical fouls, we've seen the video of him lashing out at media members. There are various stories you can find if you just Google something. I've heard Zach Lowe, who is within NBA circles all the time, have people tell him, or he's said that they tell him that it's just like walking on eggshells with Boogie. It's never a relaxing environment. He's always liable to have an emotional outburst, and it just makes the working experience with him very unpleasant, which makes it really difficult to have a winning culture. There's the entire Nick Stauskas story, if you Google it, where he basically just bullied Nick Stauskas for an entire season, and not like rookie hazing, but like being genuinely an asshole to Nick Stauskas repeatedly. So I think teams just saw that and they were like, nah, we're good. A couple of teams I heard about, the Lakers, I guess they were unwilling to give up Ingram, something like that. The Celtics, they definitely could have had him. Like, if the return the Pelicans got was Buddy Hield in a first, like, the Celtics definitely could have gotten Boogie if they really wanted him. Clearly they didn't want him. The Denver Nuggets were in the running before. Well, then Nikola Jokic happened, who plays the same position as Boogie, and they were probably like, yeah, we're good. I can definitely see the rationale in not wanting to take on a head case who's inconsistent on defense, who you're going to have to pay a crap ton of money to after next season. I just have to imagine that's how teams were feeling. But now if we can dive into the Sacramento Kings a bit more, I guess they just saw all those personality issues with Demarcus on top of constantly chasing the 8th seed and striking out on draft picks, and they just said, screw it, let's start over. And I saw an interesting point on Nate Duncan's podcast where they said, this was the right type of move for the Kings, but the execution was very poor. This was not like a trading Kevin Love for Andrew Wiggins sort of deal where you're trading your star player, but you're getting a young star in return. Like, Buddy Hield might be a good NBA player. As a shooter off the bench, maybe he can grow into a starter, but for Demarcus Cousins, it's just not enough. And the first-round pick you got from the Pelicans, we assume the Pelicans are going to win some games this season, so that's probably going to be like a mid-tier first-round pick, like the 14th or the 15th pick or something, which really isn't that great. But I guess if the options are either stick with Demarcus and try to figure this crap out, or just get a bad offer back from him, maybe plan B was just simply better. It sucks that that's the reality, but it was the situation they were in. And now, no matter how bad you think this move is for the Kings, and it's pretty bad, especially because the draft pick is top 3 protected, like, what if Demarcus Cousins or Anthony Davis gets injured and they just like screw up the rest of the season? What if the Pelicans bottom out somehow and you don't even get the pick? Like, that would be catastrophic for the Kings. But regardless, even if you think the trade's awful, and it is, all we can do now is look forward for this team. They have a good coach in Dave Yeager, who seems like a guy who can build a winning environment. He knows his X's and O's if you watch the Grizzlies when he was there. And I'm sure the franchise as a whole probably has just more of a relaxed feel to it. If we look at the actual assets they have, in terms of young players, there is Buddy Hield, like I mentioned. I don't know, he's been good from 3 the past couple of months. I think him being a shooter is legit in the NBA, but I mean, Brian Windhorst, who's also around NBA teams a lot, he claims that some people have told him, yeah, he's like a 25-minute player, which is not bad, but if it's the leader of your rebuild, that sucks. There's Willie Cauley-Stein, who seems like an athlete who can hopefully grow into a real defensive player. He's been good finishing around the rim this season. It's okay. As far as their draft picks, so they have this season's pick, which is the weirdest pick ever. Basically, the Sixers are going to have the right to swap picks with the Kings if it finishes in the top 10, which it's going to. So, basically, they're at the mercy of the 76ers, so if the Kings finish with a worse record than Philadelphia, they're just going to get Philadelphia's pick. So, given that the Sixers have been winning some games lately, they're probably going to end up with like the 7th or 8th pick, which sucks because it would be nice if you could get like, you know, number 1 or something, but still, that's high enough to where you can get a legit player. So now you just got to get your scouting on. You have to rewrite the ship for your franchise when it comes to your drafts, because they have struck out on many draft picks since they drafted Demarcus Cousins. I mean, they're just going to have to simply do better in that area. You are going to have the Pelicans pick, which is probably going to be around 14th or 15th. Again, it's not great, but it's something. We have seen guys go mid-first round and become really good. Like, it's not impossible for that to happen. Is it likely? No, but who the hell knows, man? I'm trying to be an optimist here, okay? They just pulled off like the worst trade in NBA history. I'm trying to be a little optimistic about the Sacramento Kings on this one. There is also Ben McLemore, Malachi Richardson, Skal Labissiere, who are all young players. I don't know if any of them can become anything. None of them seem super exciting right now. There is also Papagiannis, who's a 19-year-old big man. Hey, maybe he can be something. But none of the young players for this team really excite me as of right now. If Rudy Gay was healthy, they could probably move him for a first-round pick. Unfortunately, he's out. It also sucks because he's injured, because, you know, we all hate injuries and we don't want to see anybody get hurt. I think Darren Collison is like their one trade chip. Maybe a late first-round pick for a team desperate to get another ball handler. I mean, he's a nice player, he's efficient, he plays within himself offensively, he doesn't kill you on defense. He can be like your 5th starter, or he can be your 6th man and be pretty productive for you. Maybe the Wizards would want him for a backup point guard spot. Part of me believes he would make sense on the T-Wolves, but then you have Chris Dunn coming up, so I don't know, but I think he'd be an upgrade over Ricky Rubio. Who knows? Someone's going to want Darren Collison, I assume. I also think Anthony Tolliver could get you like a 2nd-round pick just because he's a nice shooter at the power forward position. Regardless, it's rough, man. At this point, the Sacramento Kings are just going to have to do really well when it comes to scouting and the draft picks they do have, which they have 2 this season. One's going to be in the lottery and one's going to be like the 15th pick. You could get some players with those. Who knows? They have sucked when it comes to the draft, as I've mentioned. Their 2nd-round picks are confusing as all hell for the next few seasons because of pick swaps and all that. You do have your 2018 first-round pick, so way to go. You flat out don't have your 2019 first-round pick because it goes to the Sixers. What the hell? I mean, they're just going to have to do well, man. You know, find some under-the-radar free agents, perhaps overpay for a young guy, try to steal away as many draft picks as you can and hope 1 or maybe 2 or whatever really turn into quality players. And then just hopefully this doesn't take like a decade to build up, which it very well might, because even if Demarcus Cousins is gone, we still have Vivek Ranadive, we still have Vlade Divac in this inconsistent front office. I like Dave Yeager, and I don't hate the idea of like Buddy Hield and Willie Cauley-Stein perhaps becoming something, but there is no star player on this roster. They don't have a heap of draft picks moving forward. They have 2 this season, so that could be something. They just got to do really well moving forward. Now, can they actually do that? I don't frickin' know. They're the Kings.